I remember thinking, oh my God, this can't be true. This can't be real. And then I saw that it was Jonathan Bennett's show, and I'd always wanted to work with him. Hallmark has always had a place in my heart. I watched Hallmark movies with my mom. And I also love reality television.
Hi, gay. I'm PJ Brescia, they, them pronouns, your host of the BabyGay Podcast and the founder of the BabyGay community, celebrating the coming out process through storytelling, advocacy, and togetherness. I came out later in life and I knew nothing about queer culture. I'm still not an expert, so let's go on a journey of self-discovery together with amazing guests, diverse coming out stories, LGBTQI plus history, and everything in between. This is the BabyGay Podcast. Coming out looks good on you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the BabyGay Podcast. I'm your host, PJ Brescia, they, them, and today we are at the historic Black Cat in Silver Lake, California, and I have a very special guest. He is an actor, he's a director, he's a producer. His name is Robbie Simpson. You may know Robbie from season 2 of Hallmark Channel's Finding Mr. Christmas, where he was the fan favorite and the only open LGBTQ plus cast member. He's also developing work for Broadway and London's West End. Please enjoy my episode with Robbie. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm happy to be here in LA, and I just got here from Sydney, so I think I finally cracked the jet lag code.
What is it?
It's called 3 Tylenol PM.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. BabyGay, hosted by Tylenol.
Yes, please. We welcome you to your sponsorship. So you're in New York.
I'm a New Yorker.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. But, you know, I'm not one of those New Yorkers who, like, hates LA.
Trying to bring all my New York people to LA, looking at all of you over there.
And they're coming, you know, like they are coming there, but then a few of them are also coming back to New York. But you know what, after this winter we're having, I would believe that like so many more people would be coming out here too.
Just like hasn't it not snowed in New York for like 7 years or something crazy?
Yeah. That's true. Like, but I missed all the snowstorms because I was in Australia.
Oh wow. How long have you been in Australia?
Since the beginning of the year. So about 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm really just getting back to the States.
Tell us all about it.
So there was a play that I was in New York off Broadway 9 years ago called Afterglow, and it was supposed to run for 2 months. It's about 3 gay men, 2 of them are married, and they invite a third into their relationship. And it really talks about polyamory and open relationships. And 9 years ago, that was still a little bit taboo. Like people weren't really talking about it. But then that summer, there was a big New York Times article that came out talking about straight people having open relationships and polyamorous relationships. And so it really got the conversation going. So it was kind of like a piece of art hitting at the right time. We extended multiple times and it ran for a year and a half. And then now Afterglow has been done all over the world. Mexico City, Buenos Aires, Madrid. I went and did it in London. We did it here in LA. And then we just brought it to Australia for a tour. It's there in Sydney and in Melbourne right now. And it's been incredible. So I actually just left the show, just left the boys to do their thing. And they're becoming a big deal there. And I'm so excited about the show.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So did you ever think it was going to have this effect or like this?
No, never. I mean, and there's full frontal nudity also in the play as well. So like that was like a big decision. Like, am I going to do that? But like, I really was looking to play queer roles. Like I really wanted to play a gay man on stage. I came from classical theater. So like a lot of Shakespeare and Chekhov and Shaw and like beautifully written material, but always felt like I was hiding a part of myself. You're always watching yourself. Like there's always like something in front of you that you actually can't totally be yourself when you're playing a straight character. Mm-hmm. Doing that was such a release for me. And then after that, like really wanting to find roles where I really felt like I could be completely myself. Because moving to New York and being in the theater and meeting all of my friends, like I felt like I could totally be myself outside of that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's almost like makes me think of like growing up, you know, when you're trying to be straight or be a different way, you're not really completely yourself. And so I felt like that on stage. And so then getting to play gay roles like in Afterglow was like a total release and like made me re-fall in love with the art form and acting and all of it. So it was really special.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
I can relate. I mean, so when I came out at 27, but then I also started acting at 27.
Oh,
so it
wow.
Was like
interesting.
This interesting, like coming out, but also going back in the closet. So I was like getting all these like young straight dad things that I was just like, oh, this feels so, I was running away from like, it's like,
I'm finally embodying my true authenticity in real life, but then having to go back in the closet and professionally. And it was just like this like duality that was challenging. So I can really relate to what you're saying.
Totally. And you want to really like let your impulses out and like not have to watch yourself. And if you're watching yourself, like I also can't imagine like being not out of the closet at that point. You can't really kind of be your true authentic self. And like the best actors and artists in general just are like letting that side of them out. So I'm excited for you that you got to do that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So, but okay, let's go back to also, you're from West Springfield. Is that accurate?
Yes. Good. West Springfield, Massachusetts.
Yes. I went to college in Boston.
Okay,
Know
cool.
that area.
Yes.
Love Massachusetts. I talk about it in the sense of like, it feels like this like kind of Puritan area where it's kind of, conservative, but in reality, it's such a progressive state.
Such a progressive state. But yes, at the same time, like there is a lot of Republicans there as well,
Yeah.
And I really feel like my side of the state, which is a little bit more rural, it felt a little bit more conservative growing up. But then going other places and having them say, oh, you're from Massachusetts, that must be so wonderful. I thought, well, I guess, but it kind of didn't really feel that way where I grew up. So I kind of had one of those stories that like I couldn't wait to get out of where I grew up. Like I just wanted to go to New York, or I really wanted to come to California. And then I went to school at Syracuse, New York, and loved it because I was in a theater program and could totally be myself.
Did you go to Syracuse?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad went to Syracuse. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And had the best time, and I loved it. And then I moved to New York City, and then I came out to San Diego for grad school. But like it kind of was around the San Diego time or graduating from Syracuse that I would start going back to Massachusetts and really loved it. And now when I go back, I have such an appreciation for it. And I go back with my fiancé. It's
Congratulations.
So weird saying that.
That's
yes,
amazing.
I know.
I saw.
And he loves Massachusetts, and so we're planning to get married there, like in the Berkshires. Like
Wow.
that's like it's like such a full circle. Like I couldn't wait to get away, and now it's like the one place that I want to go to like have that beautiful special moment in my life. And I'm so happy that that's happened.
Yeah.
It just took its time.
That's incredible. I can understand because I wanted to get out as well. And I was just thinking, like, is that just like a part of childhood? Like you just want to be somewhere else? Or is that the queer experience? You know what I mean? Like trying to feel like we can't be authentically ourselves. And maybe that's our home unit / society. I don't know.
I don't know either, because then like, and I'm sure we'll talk about this, but like the Hallmark experience I've had and finding all of these queer people that are not living in major cities, that are watching Hallmark, that are living where they grew up. And I must have to understand that they love it there, or they're happy to be there because they've stayed there. And just meeting a lot of queer people and talking to them through, Instagram or social media and finding out about their story, and that they're still in the place where they grew up, which are more rural, perhaps conservative areas. But I have to imagine that there are things that keep them there or that they love about being there. So I'm sure the experience is probably split, because also there's something to be said about wanting to stay, where you grew up and where you know it and where it's safe. So yeah, unsure. But for me, it was like, I got to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. How old were you when you came out?
I was 18. I had like a little boyfriend, not a little boyfriend, a normal sized boyfriend, but like a kind of boyfriend this summer before I went to Syracuse, but didn't really tell anybody. And then I went to Syracuse in that first semester, like I was like straight, but then like definitely not, because like, I don't know, one of like the senior musical theater majors was like, hey, I got a bootleg of Legally Blonde back in my dorm. You want to come watch it? I was like, of course I do. So
Yeah.
definitely was, like exploring during that semester. But then like I met a boyfriend at the time and really liked him and really felt like really strong about my feelings for him. And that's when it was important for me to then go back during that Christmas break and tell my mom and my dad, because I felt like I wanted to tell them when I felt like I had found someone, or I had feelings, or like I had concrete evidence that like, yes, I definitely am gay. And I also have feelings for this person, and he's my boyfriend. So that was important to me. And then I went back and told everyone at Syracuse, and they were like, Robbie, we know.
We know. No. Well, it's just interesting because I was not waiting, or I don't know. It wasn't until I was dating someone that it gave me the confidence to have those conversations with my family.
Same.
And I just feel like that is a common thing that I hear often. So did you have moments when you were younger that felt like I'm not like the rest of the mainstream
Oh,
boys?
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, like that, like Instagram, TikTok trend of like the pictures like you should have known like when you were younger. Yeah, like I mean, I just was always into the arts. I was always performing. I was like always painting. I just was always like expressing myself, and like that doesn't translate into being queer. But when I look back at some of the things that like I just loved and the ways I loved them, and just I had such an appreciation and love for women, you know, Judy Garland and Billie Burke and like Shirley Temple and like just all of these like wonderful female divas, you know, and just like didn't want to be them, but just loved them so much, and just so much of their aesthetic just grew and like shaped who I am. So now I look back and I go, okay, yeah, that totally made sense.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a full spectrum to being queer. It's not just loving other men. It is just this, I don't even know that I could put it into words, but it's like this deeper exploration of like our feminine sides and our masculine sides, and the beauty when those two things like meld together. And I think I was doing that when I was really young. So
That's beautiful.
yeah.
Were you, so when you were young, you were starting theater like at a early age?
Completely. Yeah.
So
Found
you're-
the theater. I was like, oh my gosh, these are my people. I wasn't so popular in like normal schools. So like I would go to different theater camps and theater schools. And then I found a regional theater that would pay me to act in their shows
Wow.
when I was like, you know, in middle school. And yeah, I just like found my tribe and I never went back.
So then your family was supportive of that, sounding like
Completely. And then my mentor, who coached me for college auditions and directed my senior year musical and was a real huge part of me moving into the profession. He was gay, and his husband was a therapist and choreographer. And when I came out of the closet, I found out years later that my mom actually went to see my drama mentor's husband, who was the therapist, because she knew she would be okay with it. She knew she loved me. She knew I would be okay, but she just had expectations for me and herself. And of course, a lot of the gay men she knew passed away during the AIDS crisis, and she just was scared about certain things. And I just, like, looking back, I've lost my mom. She passed away about a decade ago, but I'm very proud of her. Thanks that she took the steps and went to talk to him, even though she knew he was a gay man in a healthy relationship, but that she wanted to do that work for herself, because I can't fault anyone for, you know, when they come out, for not completely accepting them right away. I mean, it is something that they have to get over, because they have dreams for us. Do you know, like, I can't wait to be a dad. Like right now, like I have a dog. She's the love of my life. And you know, I just think like, well, I just think about the way she thinks, or the way like my future child might think, and it will be different than the way I think. And I hope so, because like I want to keep expanding my mind, you know? So I don't know. I really appreciate my mom for doing that.
Yeah. Well, I lost also my mom 20 years ago. So
Oh my
I can
gosh,
really
I'm so
relate.
sorry.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We have
But-
so much in common.
I know, it's crazy. Also, you're 36. I'm 36 too.
No
Are
way.
you 89?
Yes.
Me too.
Wait, you went to Syracuse?
No, my dad went to Syracuse.
Oh, your dad
but, like,
went to
everyone
Syracuse.
that everyone from my high school, like, or not everyone, but a lot of people went to Syracuse. So I'm sure we know
Yes.
overlapping.
Oh,
people.
yes. So many people from Westchester.
Yes.
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 Oh,
yes.
funny.
So funny. My dad's actually from Syracuse, like
Okay.
originally. So like I know there's like our townies versus the people that are not. It's like the whole thing.
Totally.
But,
And that
yeah.
whole area of New York is so beautiful. I mean, you get out of the city and it's so gorgeous, like the apple picking and the
Yeah.
orchards and
Yeah.
the hills.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to grow up.
Yes. But in terms of like the protection, like my mom, I never ended up coming out to my mom, and I know that there was so much love from her. Like we were very close, but there was steering away from my queerness that kind of was from her direction, that I would say probably prolonged my staying in the closet. But I don't fault her for that. Like it was a different era. Like it was in of a protection kind of ideology. And like, yeah, like everyone queer almost in that time was like, you're going to die of AIDS. And
Right.
that was the reality.
And you're going to have a harder life.
Yeah.
And your mom loved you
Yeah.
and wanted you to have the easiest, most wonderful life
Right.
ever. But I hope both of our moms know right now that like we have the best life
Yeah,
because like
we're
I
good.
could not imagine not being gay.
Yes,
Do
me
you
neither,
know?
me
I'm
neither.
so happy to be gay and to be
Same.
queer, and I know like our moms are knowing that we are so happy right now.
Agreed. And wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
And it is just this amazing. I think for me, like the queerness is like this permission to just be whoever you want to be. Like, I mean, obviously everyone should be whoever they want to be, but just that not fighting against society, but like us not having this box necessarily. And then it was so interesting for me coming out later. It was like, oh, we're breaking out of the box. And then it's like going into the, like, I'll speak specifically, maybe the queer gay male scene of Los Angeles, but it's like, oh, it's so boxed. And I'm like, why are we finding ourselves in boxes again? It's like, so I never gravitated towards that part of it. But I understand it's like ultimately you're looking for community. You want people to feel, you want to feel seen, loved, and respected. And those boxes make it, I guess, a little easier and less alone. So I don't blame anyone for the boxing. You know,
Totally. Like, and it's a little bit of a symptom of like New York and LA, I think maybe. I honestly feel it a little bit more in LA. Like the box system, I don't live here. Like I will come out and like dabble here and like go out with people, and I feel like a little bit more here, but
what is it? Give us a little bit more of the queer scene in New York.
So it's interesting, like, and people listening probably will be like, that's not what it is, or that's what it is. Do you know, I think everyone has their own unique take, but like I have a really amazing friend group. I'm about to fly after the GLAAD Awards on Friday to a ski trip up in Vermont with like 16 of like my most wonderful queer friends, and I hadn't had that for so long. And I wanted a big group of gay men, but I was kind of hard with my job and like going in and out of town and everything. But it was actually the night that I met my partner, my fiancé Kyle, that like this friend group started to form. And we just go out in Hell's Kitchen a lot. And like everyone has their other friends that they have there. And I kind of love it. It feels like there's just kind of different friend groups, but it's a lot of different people and different energies and different kinds of folks. But then there's like Brooklyn, do you know? And then there's like going out in Brooklyn. And going out in Brooklyn is like, okay, we're going on vacation. Right. Okay. Oh, we're going to Brooklyn tonight. Do you know what I mean? We're going to $3 bill. I'll get my passport.
Right.
So, but it's fun. It's just like a different vibe. And I'm happy that we kind of like have that. Like there's like two different energies that you have back in New York. But, you know, and then there's a lot of tourists that just come and we just kind of don't go to those places. So. Yeah.
I feel like it's like us. That's like WeHo versus like the East Side gays. You know, it's
Totally.
like there's a different scene, there's a different vibe, but they both exist and they both complement each other. I would say.
Yeah, and you can go visit them when you want, or like pick your vibe what you want for the night.
I've never been to New York Pride, which is insane.
You know,
What are your
it's
thoughts?
wonderful.
Okay.
It's great. Like go New York Pride, like so important, so special. But like the last few years I've been like out of town for it, and I've not missed it because it just feels like it's wonderful. Like hands down, full stop. And also there's just a lot of people that come into New York for New York Pride that are visiting, and it just gets like so busy and so crowded and everything gets so expensive during that time. And I love to see people celebrating like queer pride and everything, but I celebrate queer pride every day of my life.
That's right.
Do you know? So
Yes.
New York Pride, wonderful. Come for it. It's also, I would also just be like, come visit us in the fall, like in beautiful New York weather, and like go out and like live your pride life then, because that's my favorite time to go out.
I had a film. So BabyGay started as a web series, and we were in a film festival in New York in May in 2023, and it was one of those magical days where it was like the first time like it got warm. Like it was like the first warm weekend vibes, and like the energy was palpable. Everyone was so excited. Everyone was like wearing nothing. Everyone was just like beep bopping around, and like there was so much happiness and joy. And I was like, this is insanely amazing. Like that is such a special energy that I have yet to really feel in like a lot of other places. And I don't know if you can.
It's the joy
relate
of
to
the
that.
seasons, because like right now, like let me tell you, like people are not happy to be going out in New York right now. Like
Yeah.
it is cold and people are hibernating a little bit.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, especially this year because of the cold weather, like when it starts to get warm, like 9th Ave will become like the most beautiful runway ever. Just people going up and down, like having their margaritas, like seeing your friends, connecting with people. It's just like a wonderful release of like, now we're moving into this season. It's a beautiful time to be in New York. And I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's one of the reasons I love to be there.
Yeah. Also, side note, I wish that they just kept, I don't even drink. I haven't drank for 5 years, but I do wish that New York, like during the pandemic when people could just drink on the streets, like that seemed fun, right?
Totally. It seemed fun. And also I think it probably would have gotten crazy because like everyone in New York like takes things to like a level 12.
Yeah.
And so like maybe it probably would have gotten a little wild, but yeah, I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
Totally.
Do you go to Fire Island?
I do go to Fire Island.
Okay.
Yeah. And I really love it. I didn't go for so long. Like I only went for the first time, like right before the pandemic, because I always just thought like it wasn't for me or
and why not?
I would be scared. I don't know. Like I kind of just didn't think like I was like as happy with my body or I wasn't, or I didn't have the coolest friends or I don't know. Like I just like put like stupid ideas on it. And then when I actually got there, it was like a wonderful gay paradise where I feel like people take their armor off that they have when they're in New York City. Like, you know, you have your job, you're in the industry, you're in, you know, you're like hustling so hard and you have to fight for everything in that city. But somewhere along the ferry, like people just take all of that armor off and they're just like open, wonderful, kind people. And you're just like walking down the boardwalk and people are saying hi to one another and they're being kind and they're being open and they're inviting you to different things. And it's just like a beautiful celebration of people being themselves. And now I love to go back whenever I can.
Yeah. It sounds so magical like that.
Have you been?
I've never been.
It's wonderful. And I think a lot of people have the idea about it that I first did, like, oh, it's not for me. I won't feel okay. I won't. But like, you will find your people there.
Right.
You will find your tribe. And like,
It's like everyone. It's right. It's
yeah, for sure. It is everyone. And also, I feel like the thing people say about New York, and like when I just was in Australia and what they were saying, oh, New Yorkers are so like, you don't talk to anyone. Like people on the street, they don't say hello to you or they don't respond to you. And that's true.
Yeah.
Like we probably won't. That's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
why we have the reputation of like not being super kind.
yeah.
But the same people who won't say hello to you when they get to Fire Island are like, tell me your life story and
Yeah.
like, what's your dog's name?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like a level of like more openness that people have. And it's beautiful.
Yeah. And then LA, like I didn't even know, I never expected to live in LA. Didn't know it. Like I'd been to the West Coast once before moving here. And like, I didn't know that I liked like nature. Like I like being outside and going on hikes and eating healthy. Like it's such a beautiful side of life that I think is not necessarily valued as much in New York, I would say. I mean, I know that there are like, I mean, it's just a little bit more of an effort to go like hiking from the city.
Totally.
right?
But you're right. Like if I don't get out of the city, if it's like 3 weeks and like I haven't been out of the city for something, and usually like I am pulled out for something, then I'm like, I gotta get out. I gotta go somewhere. Do you know? So I've been going to visit my dad and my family a lot in Massachusetts. I'm lucky to be right next to Central Park, which is so important. And I'm walking my dog there. But like, yeah, you need nature. Like humans need it. And when I'm not out there, you know, out of the city, I definitely start to feel it. And it's something I need a lot more, I think, in my life. So, and I think maybe a lot of New Yorkers need it in their lives too. I think New York would be a happier place if there are a little bit more trees.
I think so too. I mean, it is so beautiful. Like in Central Park, there's nothing like Central Park. It's so incredible. But yeah, I mean, then we have like Runyon. Runyon's different. I didn't even know Runyon existed. I get here, I'm like, oh, what is this like hike place? That's kind of like the Central Park of Los Angeles. That's so wild. And you can like, I lived at one point right at the base of it, and it's like you're having these like gorgeous like hour-long hikes that's like just in your backyard. I'm like, oh, that's really special and unique for a city to have. I mean,
You're making me want to go leave here and go hike Runyon.
yeah, well, you should.
Yeah.
You should. So, okay, I want to hear about the journey. So you graduate, then you are in New York, right? And what I found really amazing, so when did you start directing? Or when did you start like producing and directing?
Yeah, it was actually doing Afterglow in 2017. That play, I had a wonderful director, a wonderful producer, and they were very collaborative and wanted all of us to be a part of like how the story was made, and the script was changing every day. And I just felt like the director and I really started to work together very well, which we did. We're still working together today. It's been 9 years. I work with a production company there. That's my full-time job. Kind of finding new projects to produce and to get made. And was directing a little bit with him and felt like I really loved it. And then when the show took off and it was very successful, I thought, oh my gosh, like I want to do more of this. And so I just started talking to everyone I knew about, hey, do you need an assistant? Do you need somebody to get coffee? Blah, blah, blah. And one of those people was Walter Bobby, who directed Chicago on Broadway and Venus and Fur. And I mean, he's one of the most prolific Broadway directors. And he said, yeah, I need an assistant for this national tour of Chicago. And so I started working with him on that. And then that just really kind of snowballed and then started assisting and then directed a lot. And then coming out of the pandemic was an artistic director at a theater in Chicago. So I was there for about a year and a half, directing a lot there. And it's become a huge part of my life because it's just different than acting. I love both of them, but when you're directing, you are in charge of everything. You know, I love designers. I love working with lighting designers and costume designers, and then also working with actors. And then as an actor, you think you're the most important thing, but really you're so not. Like, you are so valued in the process. But so now I actually love acting, and I'll go do a play in Nantucket this summer that I'm just really looking forward to it, because I'm just responsible for me, and I'm just responsible for like that part of the storytelling. And directing made me such a better actor, and I'm such a better actor now because I am a director. So they both feed each other, and it's never boring. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, when I started acting, and I was studying with Howard Fine here in LA. And he follows Uta Hagen and worked with Uta Hagen. And it was very interesting to hear how like the different styles of directors, and like there's like a actor's director, and usually like they were actors, and it's like it's just so much more of a collaborative experience, and they can understand the process of like getting into character. And like, so fast forward when we make BabyGay, which was the web series, like that was the first time I was producing and doing beyond just like the acting. And I just realized, oh wait, I love the whole process of the making of it all. And like, there is more control than just being the actor where you have your part. And maybe that says a little about my control freakness, but
me too.
It is, I just love seeing how every element's made, and working with the art team, and working with the director and the designer, and all of the different parts is just so interesting and like amazing.
Totally. I feel like when I'm directing or producing, I'm like hosting a party.
Yeah.
And I love just hosting a party like in my normal life.
Yeah.
And like, you know, making sure everyone's good and the environment is great, and making sure these two people are meeting each other, because like they'll really hit it off. And it feels like I just get to host the best party ever and get to throw the party myself when I get to do it, which is great. And then when I'm acting, great. I love to show up to a party and just like experience it and like have a good time. So both are good.
You're just a guest.
Yes.
Exactly. I love that. That's a great analogy. So, and then tell us like to the Hallmark series, like how that process and experience.
Yeah. So then coming out of the pandemic, I was like directing a lot, and like those were the opportunities that were coming my way. Definitely did not have it on the bingo card to run the musical theater program, but someone I knew at Stella Adler reached out. And so then I started running the musical theater program over there, which just made my plate a little bit more full, with more stuff that kept me tied to New York, like directing, producing, having Stella Adler. And the acting like kind of slipped away a little bit. Like I would always go and do like a regional theater job like once a year. I did General Hospital during that time, but there were just like really small things. And I remember very specifically one day a self-tape came in, and it was the last thing I ever wanted to do was make this self-tape. I really just wanted to go write this email about this musical I was producing about Pinocchio. You know, I was like so excited about it. And I thought, oh no, like, am I not wanting to be an actor anymore? And I remember I like mourned that feeling. It was really hard. And then like in the same breath, you know, like a couple weeks later, I got an offer to go do a play. It was called 6 Dance Lessons in 6 Weeks. And I knew the play. It was a beautifully written gay man. David Hyde Pierce originated the role on Broadway. And I thought, oh my gosh, well, let me just read the play and see. And I read the play, and I was like lighting up in all sorts of ways. And I thought, oh no, I'm not done acting. I'm just getting more specific about the kinds of stories I want to tell as an actor. And I went and did that play. And sure enough, it was like the most beautiful theatrical experience. And I thought, I want to do more of this. So I get back to New York, and what was happening was my very best friend, who I moved to New York City with and lived in New York City with, went to Syracuse with, was starring as Elphaba in Wicked on Broadway. Her name is Mary Kate Morrissey. And I was probably I went to go see it like I don't know, 10 times in the last month because I was bringing her family, my family, all of our friends, and just seeing her do her thing was so incredible on the biggest biggest Broadway theater, the biggest leading role. And it was just life-changing for me. And I just thought, no, I really, really want to keep acting and keep that part of me alive. And then the next week I got a DM from the casting director of Finding Mr. Christmas at Hallmark, just asking if I wanted to send in a video for their show because they thought I'd be really right for it. I remember thinking, oh my God, this can't be true. This can't be real. And then I saw that it was Jonathan Bennett's show and I'd always wanted to work with him. Hallmark has always had a place in my heart. I watched Hallmark movies with my mom. And I also love reality television.
This episode is powered by Morrison Media Group, an impact communications studio and media company building stories that move people. MMG works at the intersection of media, advocacy, and entertainment, turning culture into currency for its creatives and helping underserved voices reach the audiences that need them most. If you believe in media that expands visibility and creates space for the next generation of storytellers, learn more at morrisonmediahq.com.
And I also love reality television. Like when I come home at night, like that's what I'm putting on. Yeah. Huge CBS Bravo fan. And so then I went through the process of Finding Mr. Christmas and it felt right because it was a reality show that was on Hallmark. So I knew like that the positive values were going to be there and I knew that they really cared about us. And it was a show about acting, putting us through acting challenges to be Hallmark's next leading man. And I just thought this is the perfect way to not to get back, I never left, but to like really like supercharge my love and drive for wanting to act and also to connect with Jonathan and Hallmark. And then I literally left with like 9 other best friends who I'm actually going to see tonight. So it was the best experience in every single way.
That's so incredible. And like you were the only openly queer contestant, right? Or
yes.
How was that for you?
It was wonderful. Like I was so happy to be there. I was so happy that they wanted me to talk about who I am. They wanted me to just be who I was and talk about my partner Kyle and coming out. And it was really wonderful. And to kind of really be mentored by Jonathan Bennett was incredible. Do you know, like he has been such a force in this business for queer representation. And I mean, he's hosting the GLAAD Awards, this year. It's so wonderful. It just feels so right. And to kind of have him giving me advice and helping me and giving me the platform that like Hallmark has given me is really incredible. And I think that other networks and other shows could also take a page out of what Hallmark is doing. Mm-hmm. It's not just Finding Mr. Christmas. Like Jonathan's movie last year won the GLAAD Award. There's another incredible film about 2 women having a baby that's on Hallmark that is nominated for a GLAAD Award this year. Like they are doing some spectacular programming, telling not just gay stories, telling love stories, because these are just love stories just like everybody else. And I don't think that every network is doing that right now. I think we see representation going away. I think we see queer stories going away, shows being canceled, and that is not the time to do this. The time is to push forward and just tell stories about people that live in this world, like our friends, our neighbors, because stories are going to resonate with you, not just because of who's telling them. Just because it's a gay story doesn't mean it's a story that is not going to resonate with you or have something to do with your life. And that is something that I learned firsthand just from being on the show on Mr. Christmas.
That's incredible. And I mean, especially with the success of Heated Rivalry, I mean, it just shows, there's a huge market for queer stories as long as it's a good story. Like, it doesn't matter who the protagonists are. It's a love story. We all love love stories. So
100%. Like, good theater, good television shows, that's what will sell.
Right.
If it is good and people are relating to it and it is done at a high level, great storytelling is what's going to sell tickets or get viewers at the end of the day. And if something is not selling, it's not because of the content. It's because it's probably just not resonating with people and it's probably just not told in the best way.
Mm-hmm. I hope that these other networks, I mean, how there's one success and now everyone's going to try to copy it. Like, I hope that, and it's so, I find it very interesting that it's like this successful show is happening in this moment of history with our country and this world. It feels like very antithetical, but like just shows you how powerful the medium is and the storytelling is. And no matter what's happening in this country, like good queer storytelling will prevail. So that's exciting.
100%. I feel that way. And like, I'm going to be really gay and basic right now, but like about the Wicked movie, I felt like after Kamala lost the presidential election, like the world needed something. And then the Wicked movie was released, which if you really look at it is literally about what's happening in the world. Do you know? But then we have this queer Black woman, Cynthia Erivo, just giving the most incredible performance of this person who is like using their voice to like fight wrongdoing. And we all rallied around this movie. Everybody saw it, gay, straight, bi, Democrat, liberal, you know, all of it, conservative, and we rallied around it in this way that it almost didn't make sense in what was happening to what you're saying, but that it just was like great storytelling. And it's so true about Heated Rivalry, because it's not that they're gay that we're watching the show. I mean, like, I definitely started watching the show because they're gay, but then I just got wrapped up in the story like I would have if it was a heterosexual relationship. It just was beautifully shot and acted, and you know, I can't wait for more of that.
Exactly. Like, I had no idea. I don't know. Did you know that, like, with the gay romance, or firstly, you know, romance novels, yes, but then the specific like subset gay romance novels is huge for the straight female community, and specifically there's like a gay hockey romance subsect genre that's like ginormous. So like for those people, like, this is not a new thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like, I have friends that now have gone down the rabbit hole, and they're like sending me all these different other stories. I'm like, holy shit, there's like a shitload out there.
Wow.
So it's like it's amazing. Like, it's like this underground community that's having this time in the light, which we love.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I can't say I watch a lot of hockey, but like, I guess I'm going to start watching more of it.
That's right. So let's talk about, like, what are some future goals, like personal and professional?
It's a great question. I feel like with this Hallmark show and the success of the show and just feeling accepted by so many fans and so many viewers reaching out, I mean, like, it's been an incredible ride and an incredible journey. And I want to do more of that. I want to do more of like connecting with people on that way. So I am aggressively like looking for new acting opportunities, and excited there's like some exciting stuff like kind of on the horizon that like I can't super talk about yet, but like that is brewing, and storytelling in a lot of different ways. I'll say, like, yes, that there is narrative television that we're watching right now, but also I'm really interested in sharing my story. I'm really interested in sharing the reality TV experience. People really connect with that because that is you. Like, you are sharing your life, your opinions, and it feels truthful and it feels authentic in a way that scripted television, sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect. So I feel like reality gets a little bit of a bad rap, but I mean, ratings tend to say otherwise. And also, I just think that there's a lot of value in identifying with someone else's true story. And I'm interested in how that kind of marries itself with narrative television.
How long was that shoot?
We shot for 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was really fast. But so fun. And we were treated so well. You know, Jonathan and his husband, James, have done a lot of reality. And so they said that they wanted to make an environment that they always wished that they had. And it was so great. You know, like when I was leaving the show and I was like eliminated, I was like almost more sad to be leaving them and like all the people than like, you know, continuing on with the show. So it just was the best. And, wanting to find opportunities to like do more of that, and then also that marrying that like with my training that I have, like with my acting degree and graduate school and everything like that, to really tell stories, like I said before, that I want to tell. You know, to play a gay man in a story. Do you know, I'm like really inspired by Matt Bomer's career right now and like what he's doing. I thought Fellow Travelers was like absolutely gorgeous and so important to remember that history. Like, it just is so important. And so, yeah, more of that.
Also, for General Hospital, I want to dive in there for a second. Soap opera, I don't think people realize how difficult it is.
It's incredibly difficult. And I'm almost just like reality TV, like, you know, soap operas, it kind of gets like pushed to the side a little bit. Like, oh yeah, you don't want to do that but they are incredible. And I had such a blast doing that because it marries kind of my theater training with you're doing it on television. Like, you are getting those scripts. Sometimes those women are getting a full page of new dialogue. They're looking it over for 15 seconds. They're stuffing it in their purse and then they're going, and they are dropped in. The choices are there. it's so fantastic. I mean, it is a different skill than theater. It's a different skill than, traditional narrative television. And I had such a blast doing it. Those people are working so hard, and I would go back there anytime because it was so much fun. And you're also just investigating like weird given circumstances. All these like kind of crazy, fun, campy, theatrical things are happening. And I think that's probably why like soap operas are huge in the gay community.
Yeah.
So yeah, loved it. Because you have to like make choices fast. You have to memorize it fast. You have to like, there's no time to get in your head or to overthink something. Like the first choice is the best one.
Wow. Yeah, it's like actor boot camp, right?
Totally.
It's like such a good way to learn. And you have to, there's so many pages. Like how many pages do they shoot a day? It's like insane.
It can vary because sometimes they're shooting a whole week of shows like in one day, but you're also shooting like your scene through 5 episodes. You're doing that whole thing in one day. So like that one day you're broken up into 5 different episodes, but you just like shoot it all together.
Oh, they'll like shoot someone out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you come in and you do everything. Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The logistics.
So it's kind of like you're doing a whole play in one day because the sound stages look like, theaters. So
do they have a live audience?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure they probably did at some point, but no, they wouldn't be able to with the shooting schedule they're on. It's so wacky. You're doing so many things like out of order, but it's fun.
What was your character's vibe?
I was like kind of a gay, sassy pool boy who, well, here's the thing. It didn't say that my character was gay. It didn't like say his sexuality, but I was like, he's totally gay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's like serving the women, like their cosmos, like at the pool. And then I'm like stirring drama.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's going on there? Do you know? So it was like exactly what I wanted to be doing.
That's amazing.
I was like at the Metro Court pool, which like if you watch like General Hospital, like it's like the iconic set with like the big pool and everything. And all the women were like gorgeous, like in their bathing suits. And then I'm just there, just like, like pointing out and like spilling the tea about everybody. So it was totally fun.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
It feels like you're really like in it together, right? It's like, because it's so challenging. It's what I've heard. I mean, you know better, but
completely. And like, I was only there for a few weeks, so I like didn't get to like really dig in. Like, they all know each other so well. But I also just want to say that like the way that happened for me and the way that I got that was because I went and did a regional theater show in St. Louis, Missouri in like February, like in the winter. And so many people will try to say to you in your career, don't do a certain thing, or don't do that, or you don't want to do that, or don't go do a regional theater job. No one's going to see it. But it was a beautiful play that I knew that I wanted to do about E.M. Forster and his relationship, real life true story with a younger man. And it was a beautiful play, and I went and did it. And the writer of that play is one of the senior writers for General Hospital. And so like we really hit it off. And he's like, if you're ever in LA, you have to let me know and I'll email the General Hospital team. So then I was in LA doing Afterglow, the play. And I reached out to him and he emailed the team. And then I didn't even have an audition for it. I just went right onto set and like had the most incredible time. So like, you never know what is going to happen or what's going to lead to something else. You just have to make sure that it feels right to you. Do you know? And you never know where something is going to go. And you can't do a project thinking it's going to lead to X, Y, and Z, or else you're just going to be disappointed. But just like showing up, doing good work, knowing that like you're telling stories that like you want to tell, that's going to resonate.
That's incredible. Yeah, it's true. It's like staying present, not thinking about the future or where this is going to lead, let go of the results and just do it and enjoy it and have fun. Like, I think that's like the key to life is just have fun with what you're doing, and then it won't feel like work. And then you'll radiate good, positive energy. Yeah. And it all will unfold in a great way, hopefully.
Yeah. Because if you're thinking too much about the result, you can't probably be as present in the moment. Yeah. Do you know? And I'm so guilty of that, of like, oh, I hope this will do this, or I hope that will happen. But like, you can't really plan that. You can't plan like what people are going to see your work and what's going to be a big opportunity for you. But what you can control is just the best work that you can do in that moment. And someone said something to me recently, and I was like, that's so true. It's like, you don't need every audition. Like, you don't need to book every single thing or every job interview. You just need one person to resonate with you or to say yes. And that one yes is just going to change everything. Yeah. Change everything.
I don't know if you can relate, but like, I work so hard over here, and you're like thinking of goals and the track that this path leads, and then like my biggest miracles and like successes have come like from the other end, and I'm like, what? Like, how is this related? I don't understand, but okay, great. And it just, I feel like it's like that lack of control. And it's like, you want things, and it's like, great, we see you working hard, but it's going to come from this way. You're never going to believe it or like plan it or could control that. So it's like really
100%. I think that's completely true. I also think that there's so much to be said about just being present, like in your life, or like, I guess what I'm saying is like being in town. Like I try to like, I'm trying to spend more time in New York City, and that doesn't mean like working. It just means like being part of the community, like seeing my friends, going out, doing things, you know, or
living.
Yeah, exactly. Because so many opportunities, like I can track all of the biggest successes in my life back to like being introduced to my manager, who I met because I was like at a friend's music show in the East Village and like had too much to drink and stayed a little bit later that night and like met that manager. And then that's how kind of everything started. Do you know? So like, and there's so many other stories that I could say like that just happened just because of like where you are, the person you are, and just meeting that right person.
So stay open, stay living, and things will happen. That's
Totally.
Truly. And then also like personal, I mean, so you got incredible coverage from people. I saw your People article. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Your engagement, which looked unbelievable. So romantic. Can you give us a little like inside experience for you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, I love talking about it. It's like happy to talk about it. I knew that I wanted to propose to Kyle for like a long time, and it was almost part of the Finding Mr. Christmas like press stuff that it almost happened then, but then I could never find like the right moment. And then I was going to do it in about a month from now on a ski trip, because we both love skiing together. But then I got to Australia for work, and I landed in Sydney, and I just thought, this is one of the most magical places I've ever been to. And if you've been to Australia, like, you know what I'm talking about. It is so gorgeous. And it was the summer there, and I just thought like, I want to do it in Australia. So he came over for the opening night of the show, and then we flew to Sydney the next day. And we were going to do a seaplane tour, like one of those propeller planes, like really small planes. And Kyle thought we were just taking pictures in front of it. So I actually have this incredible video that I'll probably post at some point. But Kyle thinks we're taking pictures, but really they're taking a video. And then I just turned to him and started talking, and he started crying immediately. And then it happened, and then he said yes. And then it was amazing because we were whisked into this plane, flown around Sydney, and like seeing the coastline and the Opera House. And then we went and had a 5-course meal at this incredible restaurant that you can only get to by plane or boat. And it was wonderful. And then we came back and we shot photos, and then we climbed the Sydney Harbour Bridge that night, which is like this really cool experience. And you see all of Sydney. So it was one of the best days of my life that I could relive anytime, and getting to talk about it makes me so happy. So
magical.
Yeah.
So incredible.
And doing it all with him. Like, we love adventures. You know, we love doing stuff like that together. So
how did the two of you meet?
Oh my gosh. We met in line. So like on 9th Ave at like 36th Street, in line for the Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS fundraiser, Broadway Bears, in the summer of 2023. So I went with some friends, he went with some friends, our friends like knew each other, and then we just like met that night and on the corner, and I saw him before I knew he was in our group. And I said to one of our best friends now, I said, oh my God, look at that guy. He's so hot. He's so beautiful. And then he was like, ended up being with us in our group. And then I just couldn't stop staring at him. And he thought like that I was like annoyed by him, or I don't know. It's just like so embarrassing, but we ended up talking that whole night, and yeah, it was incredible.
Did you kiss?
We didn't kiss that night.
You did not?
No, we didn't kiss that night.
Restraint.
Yes. Restraint. So we did not, but it just like, and then I was actually going back to Aspen because I was working in Aspen, and then I had to go to Chicago for work. So like, we didn't get to see each other for like kind of a while after that, but like, we just kept talking, and you know, we kind of knew it was right. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. Very excited for you.
Yeah. We're so excited.
Okay, so we're going to do a final little game, rapid fire questions. Broadway or West End?
Whoa, this is too hard already. I need to stop playing this game. Okay, You know what? Right now I'm going to say the West End, and I'm not sorry.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. I think the work that's happening in London is incredible. They get subsidies from their government to do, so they don't all have to rely on ticket sales. So things like the National Theatre, that's fully funded by the government. So they get to do interesting, more daring work, and they don't have to cast celebrities who aren't right for it. There's a lot of celebrities who are right for the roles they're playing. Great. And then there's not. Okay. And then they also get to take risks with directors, designers that we just simply don't get to do back in New York. So the work is just interesting. And when it's bad in the West End, it's bad because it's like weird and crazy, but not because it's like too commercial or basic.
That's a great answer.
I don't even know what I said.
By the way, I always black out. I'm like, what did I say? I don't know. But no,
I also love London. Like if I could live anywhere, like it definitely would be London. Although now Sydney is like a close second. So
well, I mean, those are realities. See, that can happen. That will happen.
Totally.
Musical or straight play?
Oh, I'm going to go with straight play.
An actor you'd love to share the stage with?
Oh my gosh, I think I said this earlier, but it's the first name that popped into my head is Matt Bomer. I just think like I love the roles that he gets to play. I love that he jumps from Broadway to television to film, and I think he does it exceptionally well. I think the choices that he makes in his career are fantastic. I also just love everything he's done off the camera as well, like the family that he has, the charity that he does, just who he shows up as a person in the room. I just think he's really wonderful. And he is opening doors and paving the way for people like me to come into this business, being just this A-list actor that has really broken down barriers. And I appreciate everything he's done and would love to share the stage with him.
Yeah, same. Dream on-screen role?
I'll say hasn't been written yet.
Oh,
my dream on-screen role hasn't been written yet because I think it's going to be written as a result of what's happening like right now and where we are.
Yeah,
it's happening as a result of like the heated rivalry love, but also the need to push more of these authentic queer storytelling roles into the world. I'll say that it looks a little bit like Looking. It looks a little bit like that show. I felt like that came out a little bit ahead of our time. Not ahead of my time, but ahead of like other people's time. I think had it come out now, it would have a different response. And actually, it is getting a lot of love right now because a lot of people who have found Heated Rivalry are getting pushed to Looking, and it's getting like their numbers are like spiking.
Really?
So I'll say that. I'll say like the people who created Looking, the success that's happening now, they're going to make a new show, and that's what I want to do.
I love that. We just had Lauren Weidman on, who is Doris in Looking.
Amazing! Yes,
she is so funny.
Of course she is.
Like I cannot stress that enough. She is so funny. So love Looking, and I was like, I think Looking was a little bit ahead of its time, but I think like you're right. Like it could have a resurgence. They could do another season right now. Like
totally.
Look at The Comeback. The Comeback is coming back. I'm so excited for The Comeback.
Oh, we all are so excited for The Comeback.
Yes.
I was filming a self-tape with a friend who was auditioning for The Comeback back last summer, and I was reading with him, and it's so effing funny. Like already I just know it's going to be great. I mean, she's in Chicago the musical, like that's perfect. Valerie Cherish is in Chicago.
Really? Oh
yes, like on Broadway. Like that's a plot point.
So fucking funny. That's amazing. Early morning or late nights?
Late night. 100%.
One word to describe your era in life right now?
My era in life right now is unapologetic. I think I'm just moving really forward with intention and not doing things I need to apologize for, but just like taking up some space. And I'm excited about it, and it feels really good. And I don't feel like alone in doing that. So I really love my family. Like I love Kyle. I have some like great friends. So it feels really nice to be taking up space and feeling supported for it.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And then what would you tell your baby gay self?
I would tell my baby gay self to stop trying to fit in. I think that like in cultures where we feel different, like it's a survival mechanism to like, I want to feel like I'm playing the sports or doing the other things so I can blend into the background and not feel so different. But I think that like the things and the person that who I was and the things that I was interested in are going to be my biggest superpower in life. So like keep doing the things that you love to do and like be you, because of those are ultimately going to be the things that set you apart, make you different, make you special, and give you the incredible life that you're going to have. You know, so don't fit in so much.
Yes. Thank you. Don't fit in. Be different. That's the beauty of life. And then lastly, our final segment's called My First Time. So you'll share either your first queer kiss, queer crush, queer sexual experience, queer date, like just to highlight they're clunky in the beginning and awkward and hilarious. So let's like laugh about it together.
Yeah, I've been thinking about my first boyfriend a lot actually lately because he loved Hillary Duff so much. And so we would be like hanging out. We'd be like watching a Hillary Duff movie or like listening to her music. And now with like this Hillary Duff resurgence that's happening in the world, which like, let's just take a moment for Hillary Duff's comeback. Like, it's amazing. Yeah. I also just feel like as a culture, we've just all decided like, we all love her and like no one doesn't. And I love that. I just can't remember a time when we haven't been divided about something. Yeah. So I just love that we all love her. And so I've been thinking about him a lot lately and really grateful for him. His name is Anthony and it was in Western Massachusetts. And I just felt like it was really important for me to have that experience before I went to college. And he just was so sweet and he was so kind. And I just feel like those first relationships that we have that are, you know, the first queer relationships that we have that we can really be ourselves. It's so important. It's so formative to like how we then choose to go through our lives, like loving people or sexually or how confident you can do that. It's important. And I'm just really grateful for him for being so kind and a positive experience because it just set me up to continue to have more and to continue to explore and to be messy. And I think that the people that we have early on are important and they're not to not be appreciated.
Totally. They teach us a lot.
They do. Like Hillary Duff music.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Grateful for you, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Hillary. We love
Hillary.
you. Well, Robbie, this was so much fun. Thank you so much. Where can people follow you on social media?
Find me on Instagram and TikTok at Mr. Robbie Simpson, and I'll say hey there.
Yay. Yeah. Okay. And then our slogan, maybe we could do it together. It's coming out looks good on you. Okay.
Coming out looks good on you?
Coming out looks good on you. And remember, baby gays, coming out looks good on you. Yay.